ladies and gentlemen, there's a doctor at MIT who has come up with an idea that he could extend the human life, and he has found fountain of youth. His name is Leonard Guarante, and I think that he can even guarantee his own lifespan. He's gonna die, real soon. He's gonna live to be, 100 years also, and so humans can never ever affect or longevity and so forth. And let me explain to you why this guy is a joke. Now, I don't know him, and to be fair, I shouldn't be saying stuff like this, but I think he's a regular, guy that grew up here. He grew up watching Sesame Street, Scooby Doo, and all them cartoons. He started playing with the Ouija board and playing with the devil, going up to Halloween. Halloween was his favorite time of the year. Oh, he's going to play with the devils out there. While some of his compatriots gone burning down houses, he was just going for the candies. But it's a set of voodoo that he has set himself into, and he continue maybe reading into Stephen King and some other works out there that just help him to continue being evil. And of course, he became as a wizard, not necessarily with the wisdom of God, but Satan set him up to fool him. And so he got into MIT and he got this education, or this, I don't know if you could call it education, man, because these kids go to school, they don't want to learn nothing. And he went to college, same thing like them, smoking, partying, screwing, drugging, doing all kinds of dumb stuff, walking up and down the road, and then sell his books at the end of the year. And now he's coming back saying that he is this big scientist and this big expert, and I'm sure he doesn't even understand nothing. Because there's several things here that bring to bear on this whole fountain of youth: theology, nutrition, um, the origin of man, so many other things that he has no clue about. Because if you have a clue of that, you won't talk stupid like this. And this is a trend that is going on. We have scientists and other individuals that are talking, there are clowns and they're talking stupid stuff. They want cars to fly, they want cars to be driven without drivers. They're going to colonize a planet out in space. I mean, stupid stuff. All right. Now, look at it here. Man was created not to live to this day. Man was created to become angels. Man, hadn't he failed with the devil and eat of that fruit that God said don't eat, they would have reached the number that God had designed, the number equal to the amount of devils out here, and they would have become immortal and gone and be angels. So the Bible says that they were created a little lower than the angels. Now, you find skulls around today, um, big as a car, so that proportionately, if my head, I'm 6 feet tall, and my head is just maybe 10 inches tall, long, or whatever. And this skull I saw maybe is about 40 times mine. So should I say that Adam and Eve, they were about 40 times my stature, which will be 40 by 6, that would be 240 feet tall. I don't know. But I'm sure that they were more than 40 feet tall and proportionate. Maybe they had 20 toes in each foot and 20 hands in each fingers on each hand. But they were born with enough. Look, Adam hadn't eaten of the tree of life, which would have helped him to live eternally, forever. But yet he was able to exist for 932 years. So from the day he born, he started to die, but he had so much potential that it extended to 932 years. And note, some of his kids came and lived longer than him, 952 years, but I think Methuselah lived. Now he should have lived the longest because he came from God's hand. He was the original. But when he contemplated the evil that he has brought upon the world because of his disobedience to God, the guilt trip and the sleeplessness and the worry and the shame and all that dissipated his vital energy so that he didn't live his potential, that he could have lived, what he was born with. Now, Cain, his first son, killed Abel, and he went aside, and Cain and his descendants started having sex with other creation. Maybe not the men, but the women. They were having sex with, smaller animals and so on. And I don't know the type of animals they had back then, but nevertheless, they was able to form, have babies, as it were, because a woman can't go there today and have sex with some horse and have a baby or some other animal. There are a lot of reasons. genetic structure is different, and I mean, but it happened back then. They found some creation that they could have gotten pregnant with, and so on. And so they started doing it back and forth all around, doing it all over. And by the time the population of the world had grown, those who continued to follow Seth and follow Adam and follow God's plan, they were the sons of God. And so they started now to have sex, these giants, with these people who started to decline and look different and start to have a shorter lifespan. They started to have relationships. Now, even Adam himself, who lived to be 932 years, had he had sex with some creature that could have accommodated his penis and bear his baby, all right? Because that's another discussion. If this animal could have lived to be 100 years, it means now that the descendants can have a mixed potential. Some could live to be 932 years, some could live to a max of 100, and all in between 100 and 932 years. And as they continue to violate these laws of health and so forth, they will continually declining because with Adam, his body was so special that he could have digested cellulose. And the plants back then were very nutritious. I mean, way back when Israel was conquering Canaan, the spies who went to spy out the land came back with grapes fetched by two men. One bunch of grape, two men had to fetch it. All right, they had a stick across on their shoulders and this grape on it, and they one grape must have been bigger than my head, or maybe as big as some a barrel or something. So that one fruit wasn't enough to satisfy Adam, I'm sure, with a big constitution like that, but it had so much nutrients that met the needs of his body and it continued to nourish him so that he could live to be that 932 years. And so as they started to have sex with these animals, the type of system he had probably had a shorter digestive system like horses and animals that eat grass. And he had in his stomach perhaps microbes and other organisms that could ingest and work with the cellulose and give him the nutrients that he needs. All right. So as they started to decline and have sex with this animal, he started to lose, or the descendants started to lose that they had longer intestines, like animals that eat flesh, and um, they started not to have that enzyme that would help them digest the cellulose. And now they're in between here. Now they have the long intestines, they have the eye tooth, they have a tendency to eat flesh or need flesh. And so God said, go ahead and eat flesh, but eat clean ones. But still, they don't have like a dog or a lion or tiger or any one of these other carnivores, the type of digestive system that they have that could digest the animal acids. Because lions don't eat, say, carbohydrates. They just eat meat, and they have the nutrients they need. It seems though they get vitamins, they get energy, they get minerals, they get all kinds of stuff from the flesh they eat, so that they're able to digest the cells, the animal acids, because animal don't have this big cell wall as plants and so on. So so that is he saying that he's going to help man to go back to the original? They had a short intestines, digestive system, put those microbes in that could ingest cellulose wall. But even if he were to do that, even if Adam and Eve were to be living today, say God had created them today, the type of foods that we have to eat, it wouldn't have sustained a life so that he could live to be 932 years. Now, this doctor here, Leonard Guarante, he says that this pill he's making, it has almost 60 capsules in it. And with chemicals, they have side effects, and it's synthetic. It's not, there's so many problems. I'm not sure why this guy is wasting people's time with this stupid stuff. And it's not going to work. I could tell him in advance. We having too many clowns today, man. Some of the clowns like himself, Trump. Some of them telling you cars are going to fly. Some of them want cars to drive without drivers. What else they doing? Um, they think that bicycles should replace cars. I mean, a whole bunch of clowns out here. or they want to smoke weed and they want to do drugs. They want to marry their own sex. I mean, come on. I mean, we gotta wean out these clowns because they're gonna come with stupid stuff. They're gonna make us all look shame and end up causing them some grief. And I'm not even wasting time with this guy here because he said some of these things include DNA repair, cellular detoxification, energy production, protein function, and all this stupid stuff. This guy is just a waste of time. Um, and so I'm not gonna even hold my breath. I think that this thing's not gonna work. And his education is too narrow for him to understand the folly of his whole conjecture. But he's gonna discover eventually, and the world gonna discover that he was just a fake. I know already, so I'm not gonna waste time with this guy. I'm looking for the next clown to deal with.